we're pretty much done with this whole room. We got the wooden floor installed. We paint the ceiling and the walls. So now if you look closely at all of these our bases, we got there's about ½ an inch right here open. The reason why we leave it open like this is when you live in Minnesota, which is where this house is, the temperature differentiates a lot. When right now outside it's about 20, we leave the house at 55, but in the summer if we don't have the AC on, it will go up upper 90s. So you're looking at a range of 50, 60 degrees, so the wood will actually expand. So you do need this. If you don't have this, the wood are going to push against each other. They're gonna lose their groove. They're gonna loosen out of their groove. So we have ½ an inch right here. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna add the trims to it. And we're getting our trims at Menards. We bought a bundle. I'll show it to you guys later. But we bought a bundle, 12 of them, 12 feet each, and they're for $84. Try to buy them in a bundle if you can. If you buy them individually, they're about $15, $16 a piece of 12 foot. But if you buy them in a bundle, it's like $84 for 10, so it's a lot cheaper, half price for the same amount. And when you buy trims, make sure for the base, usually you get, it'll say base trim. Don't get casing trims like these. You're gonna see, this is casing trims right here. The top is a lot thicker. For casing trims, you use them for door trims and for windows. For the base, you gotta use base trim because when it goes up, it gradually thins out, and when you look at it, it's just easy for the eye. If you put something like the casing trim right down here, you're gonna see like a big block just sticking out, and it doesn't look good. So these are the trims I was talking about earlier. Right here, I've measured the house out. We only need 7, but we're gonna do 8 for now, just in case we need any extra ones. We bought in the bundle, there's 10 of them, so 2 of them are out there. We're just gonna use it later on other projects. So we have, right here we have 8, more than enough. And then we bought Grand Distinction. They're one of it's better quality paint. It says paint and primer in one. The paint guy at Menards told me there's no such thing as paint and primer, it just means it's higher quality paint. So we're not gonna need to prime this, we're gonna paint this probably 2 times. And then we're done. And when you paint trims or any long wood, anything like this, I highly recommend getting a setup, something like this. It's easier for you to maneuver through it. Line them up like this, get a rolling chair out, and all you gotta do is roll through. You can see I can reach all the way to the 5th one. And from the other side, I'd be able to reach this one. So, you know, you get this, you just roll back and forth, paint slowly. Work on a surface that you're going to work on later. This one we're going to paint over again, so I don't mind rolling this this chair over it. But we're going to paint it, and then after we paint it, I'm going to show you how to cut it up and put the trim back in. We're done painting all of the trims. We painted 2 times with Grand Distinction primer and paint all in one. Yeah, so we painted 2 times. Make sure when you do buy trim paint, the spread goes from flat. This is flat right here. This wall is flat. It goes from flat, eggshell, satin, semi-gloss, and then gloss. Always go for somewhere from satin, semi-gloss, or gloss. The reason why, and aim towards semi-gloss and gloss. This is semi-gloss. The reason why is when the trim's on the ground, it's going to be upstairs on hardwood floor. Let's say you want to clean your floor with warm water, you have a spill, you wipe it. You're going to want to use semi-gloss or gloss. But with semi-gloss or gloss, there's higher water resistance, so it means your paint isn't going to peel off when you wipe it. It's not going to peel, it's not going to clear up.
Okay.
The trims downstairs, I'm just going to show you guys the layout of the room that we're gonna put it in. This is the master bedroom right here, 12 by 12. So like I said before, 1 inch gap. Right now it's still winter in Minnesota. Once it warms up, your wood will expand, not by a lot, but it will expand. And if you don't have that gap, it's going to press against each other and then it's going to warp. You don't want wood warping. So have a bit of a gap, and the reason, even with these gaps, they're small enough so that when you put the trim over, you're not going to see anything. But so we're going to run all around here. I'm gonna run it all around, and then with this closet, I'm gonna put a door in, and then a base transition between the carpet and the wooden floor. And then the other room is room 3 right here. Same thing, we have a closet door here. I'm gonna do a transition right here, transition and trim. But the trims downstairs, those 8 long pieces, we're gonna cut it up and we're gonna run it around this line. So, can you get a close-up of the gap? Can you show the gap? So this is the gap. Look, this is the gap that I was talking about, and I'll show you guys later. But, you know, when you put in wood floors, laminated wood, hardwood, whatever type of wood, unless it's the same, I don't know, unless if you live in Hawaii and the temperature doesn't differentiate, that's fine, but in Minnesota, it's gonna get cold, it's gonna get hot, and the wood needs that gap for expansion. So, that's it. We're gonna put the trim in. I brought all the trims upstairs after we painted them. We installed trims. What you need is a miter saw. The reason why is you're going to be using a lot of 45 degrees and for corners and for connecting. I'm going to show you how. So with this miter saw, you can get this at Menards on sale. They'll even go for $99. As you can see, backward motion, up and down. And right here, this is the most important one. Normally, it stands up like this, like a table saw. But when we're cutting trims, we've got to get it down to a 45-degree angle, lock it in, and then we just push it through. And always remember with this, since they're painted already, I don't want to inhale the paint, so get a respirator. And then always wear goggles for safety when you're using these things. Okay, I'm going to show you guys over here. I've already installed one in, but I'm going to show you why you need that miter saw. It's easier to get those 45 degrees angle. So let's say over here, the first one I installed, 45 right here. This one, 45, and that's it. Now I'm just going to nail it in. Okay. So after you cut the pieces at 45 degrees angle, you go you put it into place. And first of all, for these, when you buy the trims, they'll tell you what kind of nails you're gonna need for it, which one is adequate. This one is 4D. When I bought the trims, it says I gotta use 4D nails. So finishing nails, 4Ds for trims, and this is what they look like. I like to tape my nails up just in case if I drop it on the ground, if it rolls over, it doesn't spills everywhere. But this is 4D nail right here. So unless I don't use a nail gun, so what I do is with these, get a drill, something that's a bit smaller than that, drill the holes in first so you don't crack the trim, and then put the nail in, and then you're gonna need one of these. I don't know what they're called. They're like $4 at Menards. So you can put the nail in. I'll show you right now. These are the trims that we were working on earlier. They're all installed now. We use a white trim matching with the window trim, and then this is a, I can't remember if it's thin ice or something. It's a grayish color. It's just giving it a bit of a tint because of the warm light bulb. But so this is the trim. The whole once you install it, as you can see, it runs across the whole room. And then we did the same with the master bedroom. This one over here, white trim. This is pretty much done. We got a closet right here. Slide into the closet. Replace with the windows, the blinds, and then all new trims. You can see what it looks like.